This episode of the Grand Rising Show was brought to you by Autochthonous Assembly, where the real work gets done. Autochthonous Assembly is a gathering of the minds that do the work. Now, for many of our first-time subscribers and first-time visitors, you may be wondering who Autochthonous Assembly are. You can find this information about our mission statement and our core values on the website at autochthonousassembly.com/about. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising up Indigenous American voices by using genealogy, also known as family history, or your family tree, which is the study of families and the tracing of their lineages and history. Genealogists use oral interviews, historical records, genetic analysis, and other records to obtain information about a family and to demonstrate kinship and pedigrees of its members. Our core values are the foundation of our company, which is essential to our success and serve as a lens through which we evaluate every business decision. Those core values are, but are not limited to, integrity, which is knowing and doing what is right; respect, which is treating others the way you want to be treated; responsibility, which is embracing opportunities to contribute; and servant leadership, which is serving the common good. Now, at Autochthonous Assembly, we have a couple of goals here. And our first goal and foremost of the reason why we do everything that we do is to ensure that we help you do your genealogy and connect back to your tribe and find out where you are from. Everything that we do from the standpoint of the Grand Rising Show and all the information that's posted on the website is dedicated to that one specific purpose, helping you find your genealogy, find your relatives, find your family so that you will know exactly who you are. And if you choose to, tie back into your tribe, whether that tribe is a Native American tribe, an American Indian tribe, whether it's allowing you to determine which house in Africa that you belong to, or what clan of Scandinavia or Europe or France that you belong to. Either way, our goal is to do just that, help you find out who you are so you know exactly where to start. We are not here to tell you who you are, and we're not here to tell you who you are not. We're just here to help you discover your beginnings. Another one of our missions is to help you become financially independent so that you can help your generations for the next 7 generations and be able to put a stable foundation for you and your relatives. And if you should choose to use this information that we provide free of charge to help not only yourself, but your community and your tribe, then we will do everything in our power to make sure that gets done as well. And remember, our goal here is to make sure that we help you get exposed to this information to put you in the best situation possible. So now what I'm going to do now is return it back over to the panel to see if there was anything I missed, and I will go ahead and get that up so we can now get ready and get digging into this information. Panel, take it away.
Warning. Hard pickaxe, shovels, boots required. Okay.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Hopefully everyone's doing well this rising. Hopefully everyone is doing well on
Peace.
this Monday rising.
Grand Rising.
It's Friday, y'all.
Why was I gonna
But
say
then
it was
again,
Monday?
it's always Friday, so
Exactly. Well, is it? Or is it? I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. Potentially.
You having a Twilight Zone moment?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am. I was on the road, so I'm back. So I'm trying to get acclimated.
loud.
Say again?
No, just ad-libs. Roll out.
Oh Lord, there he go.
It's Friday. That's all I need to know.
Dude, Fridays don't mean nothing to you. You're a business owner. You work every day, so what you talking about?
But Friday is the day that I can act up, because Friday is relaxed, casual day.
So it's Rasual Day?
Yep.
Okay. I hear you. Cool beans.
I said you gotta pick them where you can get them.
Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking?
How the relatives feeling this rising? It's beautiful, chilly, foggy, cold, wet Friday, depending on where you at.
I know, right? If y'all can hear us, put some ones in the chat. Make sure we coming through loud and clear.
Chicken.
You know what?
I'm not even finished. I look up, the first one I see, I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
We don't need to have this conversation again, do we, Gabby?
What's going on? I am actively involved. I may be on this Zoom, but I am actively involved on the app and on the website and in the chat. So I'd like to contribute my part.
Oh, so you listening from everywhere. That's what you saying, huh?
Everywhere.
Go on, Gabby, with your bad self. Go on now.
Gotta support my relatives.
Oh, nothing much, Ohio player. Glad that you caught that cab this rising.
Hold on, why David Corey come in like what y'all doing? You know what we doing. Same thing you doing.
Baby, ain't nobody do nothing.
Anybody doing nothing?
And I'm trying to think. No sellout late on a Friday? Not on a Friday.
He been consistent.
Hold on.
He been late every day this week.
Man, I'm about to go knock on this door and be like, hey, bro, it's Friday.
Have to go. We got to do. I'm about to do a drive-by for real. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
where is Double Cousin?
He was in chat. At least I thought he was in chat. Anybody know where No Sellout went? Anybody?
We gotta find him.
Anybody? No? Okay.
Just send them a link. Send the message to them.
Okay.
Send the children down the street to go knock on the door and be like, it's Friday, dog.
I'm just saying. I am just saying so. So how's everybody Friday going so far?
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
I mean, the information that I got privy to last night, I feel like $1 million this rising.
Oh shoot! He said he woke up like this.
Woke up. You lay down yet? What you talking about?
Just too much. Just grown folk stuff. Just grown folk stuff. Just doing too much.
Oh, so now I gotta go in the kitty corner again. I got to be quiet. Fine.
No, I won't talk about you. I'll talk about Bones.
I'm about to say, I learned I was grown. Y'all told me I was grown, so I'm grown. Now I gotta go in the kitty corner.
No, I said Bones. See, Bones rhymes with grown. So I don't know why you thinking somebody talking about you ain't talking about you. Anybody doing nothing?
What?
Nothing? Never mind.
Yeah, you lost real quick.
Say nothing to see here, nothing to see here. Keep it moving.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I just
Exactly. That's what we doing. That's what it is. That's how it's gonna be.
Oh, I remember you said you got the chance to actually read the Copa.
Yeah. That ain't nothing to play with, bro.
Carrie.
That ain't nothing to play with.
And not to mention that Blog Talk Radio is doing the same thing.
Yep.
Wait, what?
The Child Online Privacy Protection Act, COPA or COPPA. And we ain't talking about copying here.
Yeah, we ain't talking about no copper. Got to get to the
Hold
top.
on. Okay, wait. Question. Okay, so you mean to tell me, if I'm hearing this right, is that this is about to be a blanket effect on so many different levels?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You better have your own.
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to run to any social media site and use their protection or be under their protection. So yeah.
What do you mean? Who was doing that?
But I mean, quite honestly, we all were. If you think about it, if we're on somebody else's site, we're up under their protection and their guidance because everything runs through them. So what the FTC did with the help of Google, because we know that Google has a lot of government contracts. And they work for the government. That's how they're able to get our access to that information. They use Google as a means to make the subscriber responsible, opposed to Google, the platform, responsible, or any platform responsible.
So all these social media websites, you had protection from the entity or whatever that was allowing you to post things,
right? Because we were considered, basically, for lack of a better term, government contract. We was considered contractors. They subcontracted information out. We had our own channels. You could run on your own platform or run the way you wanted to run it. But the problem with that is that no longer is the case. Now we're responsible for it as if we were, this is our channel.
Oh, like we're grown, like we're responsible for speaking, so we're gonna be responsible for what we say.
Mm-hmm. But the problem is that the guidelines are so stringent. You don't know what their guidelines are because they don't. When you start talking about colors that are child friendly, what colors aren't child friendly? Exactly.
That's what I was saying. Child friendly characters. What? I got a tomato on my shirt, so that's a $42,000 fine, man. I'd rather leave it alone.
David Carey says, so serious, it's rising to image. Yeah, David, because this is serious. This is, yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hold on, let me go ahead.
Well, because I'm having a hard time trying to pull up the link from yesterday in the history. Can you put it, send it to me, please?
I will do that. Let me go ahead and do the roll call first, and I will do that.
Look at that. Gabby came in on point this Friday rising. She's like, I'm ready to read, y'all.
I'm ready. I can read.
You know what?
I know my body.
You know what?
I was just about to say, it's a good thing that we're not on YouTube because them child voices, we both would have got fined.
Ooh, and I can't help it. I ain't wrapped too tight. That stuff just come out.
Hey, don't tell nobody else.
Shh. Don't tell nobody. Dang, you know what? That's crazy. You don't realize. Thank you, Bones, because that's huge. You don't realize the little things that you do and say.
Well, that's the luxury that we have by having our own. That
Yeah.
the COPPA Act does not apply to us because we are not dependent on YouTube to get our info out.
Nope.
Like we said, they can shut it down today. It's not going to stop our stream.
Right. That's crazy.
Now, what we may want to do eventually is start putting some measures in place so when people register on our channel, because you know what's going to be coming next. They're coming out to the websites next. So
Yep.
we're going to have to put stuff in place so they'll know that, you know. Unfortunately, we'll have to put the onus on the user. If you got 13-year-olds, people that are 13 years and younger, and they log onto the website,
They're liable.
Yeah, they're liable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfortunate. But if we don't do that, then...
Oh, don't worry. That age restriction going up today. I had it coded last night. I ain't taking no chances. I ain't playing with these people.
Dang, that's crazy.
So I want to say peace and grand rising to the silent majority that's out there viewing. Whether you're logged in or not logged in, a registered user or non-registered user, is still free 99. Costs you nothing. Not one single penny. So.
And you know this, man.
So we appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. Appreciate y'all for watching us. Because, you know, could have been on YouTube. So we definitely appreciate y'all. I also want to say peace to the best chat on earth. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a great day. And hope everybody's enjoying a Friday. As No Sellout would say it. So I want to go ahead and start doing a roll call. And let's see, Grand Rising, Mr. TJ. Grand Rising, Mayan Sun 0911. Grand Rising, I can't even read this. There we go. Michael Harris Brown Cheek. Grand Rising, Link 1 Arawak. Grand Rising Big Hawk. Grand Rising David Corey. Grand Rising Tiny 04044. Grand Rising Original Tillers. Grand Rising Bounds. Grand Rising Ohio Player. Grand Rising Phoenix Rose, aka Bing Reigns, aka Gabby Gabs. Grand Rising.
I feel like you threw a little sly in there by throwing that Vin Rames in there. That picture ain't up no more.
Grand Rising Joe 47. Anybody doing nothing? Grand Rising Copper Color Ancestor. What are you talking about, Gabby? Huh? What happened?
Just finish roll call. Just finish roll call.
That's what I'm doing before you interrupted. What's that? So, who did I miss? Let me scroll on down. Think I got everybody. If I miss your name, please let me know by putting it in the chat. Did I say go Grand Rising Joe 47 if I didn't call you out, bro? Grand Rising. Trying to catch everybody. Grand Rising Ohio Player. Just in case I missed you.
What about T Tiny 0404?
I said Grand Rising to T Tiny 04044.
And you said Mayan Sun 0911?
Yep. Liz Robinson.
Macadon 1?
Yeah, I didn't say Macadon. Grand Rising Macadon.
Grand Rising Pamela Hall.
Grand Rising Pete Parker. Go
Pamela
ahead.
Hall!
The foreman that's named Pamela Hall.
Mm-hmm. What other foreman at Oak Cliff?
You know, I really do like hearing her talk when she calls. When she does the Zoom thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna make sure I ain't forgetting nobody.
Looking forward to it, Ohio Player. You always dropping bombs and stuff in the forum.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Hey, y'all get messages that I don't get.
Say we get messages, you don't get what he mean.
Well, it's like I try to keep up even with the. Oh, never mind. I'm slow. I just saw it.
Is it you or the connection?
I resent that. I resent that question. I resent that accusation. I resent anything that was being implied with what you just said. I'm not going to say it's me. What I'm going to say is there was a misunderstanding as my wheels start turning and my brain starts gearing up. I'll be okay.
So before I was interrupted, what I was saying is that it's not you. It might have been your connection. So
I'm going on mute. No, that was a jab.
It wasn't. No,
my ribs hurt. My ribs hurt.
You bobbed when you should have been weaving.
Really? Now you gonna critique me? You gonna give me advice?
Mm.
I'm going on mute. I can't take this.
All these sensitive people. We got to do better, people. We got to do better.
Shut up. Can you just post the link so I can get back to it? God dang.
Where's your cousin at?
I know. Where's double cousin?
He's coming. He's coming. Ohio players says make us completely liable for ourselves and our bylaws.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I didn't pull up when I turned my computer on. I don't know why everything just didn't pull up the way it was when I shut it down. Okay. We're at West Point.
Mm-hmm. So we'll be starting shortly. Let me go ahead and hit the Go ahead.
No, Ohio player, if you need a watermark for it, just send in what you need watermarked. I got you.
So I'm about to hit this construction site clock. Let y'all know what time it is, because we be getting rolling in a few momentos. Hold on.
Grand Rising Feathered Dragon.
Grand Rising Feather D. FD, Feather Dragon. What it do? What it do?
Feather Dragon. Wait, who is Feather Dragon? Because I feel like you guys said the name before.
Who's Feather Dragon? Damn, of course, did you say Bows again? Who? It does sound like you're saying Bows on that soundbite, don't it? Y'all can't hear because y'all on the panel, but I play when I say hit the clock, I play the construction sound. And right before I cut it off, a guy's yelling. It sounds like he's yelling Bones.
Okay.
So yeah.
Act you won't.
What you say, Bones?
Ask him what he wants. You keep calling.
He's still with.
Okay, Ohio player said he said no sellout hiding in the trunk, so that's that rattling, y'all.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Beauty vision on the roof.
In the trunk. I should know he's in the trunk. Why don't we check the trunk? You know we should check the trunk, bro. We should check the trunk. That's okay.
Wait, did you say Oak Cliff? Did you do Oak Cliff?
Is Oak Cliff Oak Cliff on?
I thought
Grand Rising Oak Cliff.
Yeah, Oak Cliff just got on Grand Rising Oak Cliff.
Cliff!
The upper foreman, upper with the OV, upper, not over, not to be confused with over. The other foreman.
Grand Rising, what's that? Length 1 Arrowhawk?
Mm-hmm. Hold on for a second.
So while TMA's doing that, what did you learn yesterday, Gabby, if you don't mind me asking?
Absolutely. I do not mind you asking. So yesterday, I actually learned that there's some confusion in relaying the information on okay. So what I learned yesterday kind of tied into what I learned the day before. So what I now know, even though it's referred to in different names, is that the Buffalo Soldiers kind of never went away. And I say the word kinda because I'm still going to be reading today to learn more, but they didn't go away. They weren't disbanded, they weren't dispersed or anything. But what I found interesting is that there was a name change, so to speak, on what they were called to what their unit was called to start or to fight in World War I. I also found out that the Buffalo Soldiers were pretty, they were ruthless, but they were pretty bad.
Yeah, them Seminoles that they couldn't whoop turned around and hired them.
Yeah, and it's really so I've learned that Indians never went away, and there were plenty of Indians fighting in wars. If you can't beat them, join them. I now understand what that motto or that statement, that saying means. If you can't beat them, join them. So they couldn't beat them, so they joined them. But they never went away. They fought everybody, or mostly everybody, and
all the way up to the Gulf War.
Right. The fact that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just adding on to what you were saying.
Oh yeah, I'm just tripping. Like, here it is, 1940, and I'm thinking it's 2019. But I was born in 1979, 1940. That's only a couple of years, not three, but that's only a couple of years before I was born. That's recent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm only, you know what I mean? This is recent. So it's just like, okay, that relating or not relating, but taking understanding that this wasn't 1,000 years ago we're talking about. The 1800s, that's not that far. I get that I can look at myself as being a baby in comparison to, but this stuff didn't happen that long ago. 1600s is not that long ago. This isn't that long ago. So, my family tree definitely makes more sense. Because these timelines help make more sense on why I'm seeing, for me, going from one Indian territory to another Indian territory. Why I'm seeing, family go from one Indian territory military base to another Indian territory military base, if that makes sense.
So what we covering, what we learned?
Yes, we were just going over what she learned yesterday.
Yeah.
But Gabby, you're correct that even when you think about it, the 1800s, when it comes down to time, that's a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
That's like yesterday in the whole concept of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. think about it, you still have regiments that's left over of the Buffalo Soldiers that's still active to this day.
Yep.
I mean, how can they be gone? And what was it? Bush Clinton gave them a medal, invited them to the White House, but these people supposed to be gone. How? But they receiving medals still.
Yeah, like it's
overlays on top of overlays.
Yeah, and I mean, truthfully, it's a newfound respect that I mean, I'm not saying I had a disrespectful view, but there's a new added respect or newfound respect for the things that you know, I'm learning and seeing here. Like it's just, it's been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard choices that I'm seeing in here, and a lot of knowing that everybody had to pick a side to fight somewhere. And this, like how you were telling me the other day, this was survival, and this is crucial.
Correct.
Well, what I learned yesterday was copper, whatever you want to call it, ain't no joke. It's going to have a major effect on YouTube channels and YouTube content. And I don't think enough people on YouTube know about it, especially the content providers, and they may wake up bringing in the new year with no content and no ability to have content. Well, of course they're going to get strikes and they're going to get notifications, but yeah, this is going to be a hard, swift, and fast rule, because we got less than 2 months before they start making these sweeping changes. So,
and the thing is, you knew they already made up their mind on what channels they taking first, because they telling you January 1st, over 1,000 some channels will be gone.
Talking about bringing in the new year with a bang. Okay. So
literally.
So again, for those of you who have, YouTube channels that you love, you may want to send that video link about COPA to them. Because just because they marked their whole video channel non-kid friendly, if the FTC deems it kid friendly, they will strip all of that information from that channel
and send you with a fine and hit you with that fine.
So yeah, David, that's why I was being serious, because this is serious. You got some people that's making a livelihood and feeding their families with this. So
they'll learn. Hit them with the fee.
Not the he, but the fee.
The fee. Hit them with the fee.
Yeah. But outside that, I feel good. So we ready to get moving and read for today. No? Yes? Anybody?
Okay, can you give me a minute?
Yeah, I mean, I can read first. That's cool.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just give me one minute.
Take your time.
Would that be 11 minutes or?
You said one minute. That's.
Yeah. No. Just give me one minute.
You get 60 seconds.
Right. Give me one minute.
So you need a redundant minute. Okay, that's 2 minutes in. Go ahead.
A redundant minute. Just give me 1 minute. 60 seconds, dang it. Unredundant.
You know you're going to spend 45 seconds asking for a minute, but go ahead.
That I don't.
Why don't you say this all? All right, so we left off at West Point yesterday, where
I'll talk about West Point, but it's on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to look up why is West Point called West Point? Hold on. I'm looking at why West Point is called West Point, even though it's on the East Coast. I'm looking it up now, y'all. Give me a second. It says, I'll share it. Let's see. Grand Rising Doodle Vision. It says West Point, New York. Put the link in the chat. It says West Point is the oldest continuously occupied military post in the United States, located on the Hudson River in New York. West Point was identified by General George Washington as the most important strategic position in America during the American Revolution. Until January 1778, West Point was not occupied by the military. On January 27, 1778, Brigadier General Samuel Holden Parsons and his brigade crossed the ice of the Hudson River and climbed to the plain of the West Point. And from that day to the present, West Point has been occupied by the United States Army. It comprises approximately 16,000 acres, including the campus of the United States Military Academy, which is commonly called West Point. I'm going back over and looking at it. Some just don't sound right about that. It is a census-designated place located in the town of Highlands in Orange County, New York, located in the western bank of the Hudson River. The population was 6,763 at the 2010 census. It is part of the Newark, New Jersey city. New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania metropolitan statistical area, as well as a larger Newark, what they call New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania combined statistical area. What is a statistical area? Interesting. So West Point was called Fort Clinton. It was a fortified site during the Revolutionary War, originally picked because of the abnormal S-curve in the Hudson River. At this point, the defense of the West Point were designated by a Polish military engineer, Tadeusz Kościuszko, who served as a brigadier general in the Continental Army. Got a Polish military engineer. So it was manned by a small garrison of Continental Army soldiers from early in 1776 to the end of the war. A great iron chain was laid across the Hudson at this point in 1778 in order to prevent British Navy vessels from sailing further up the Hudson River, but it was never tested by the British. So the chain. This site comprised multiple readouts, as well as a Fort Putnam situation. The Fort Putnam situation on a high hill overlooking the river, named after its builder, Revolutionary War general and engineer Rufus Putnam. The fort is still preserved in its original design. It says, perhaps the most infamous act of treason in American history, General Benedict Arnold attempted to turn the site over to the British Army in 1780 for a bribe consisting of a commission as a brigadier general in the British Army and a cash reward of $20,000, about $1.3 million in $2009. However, Arnold's plot failed when British Major John Andre was captured as a spy by the Americans. Arnold received a decreased cash reward of $6,000, roughly $350,000, but was commissioned as a brigadier general in the British Army. After the conclusion of the American Revolution, West Point was used as a storage facility for cannon and other military property used by the Continental Army. For 2 months in 1784, the United States Army consisted of only about 80 soldiers under the command of Brevet Major John Doughty at West Point. This is interesting because this is in 1780. So I need y'all to pay attention to something. It says, no, in 1784, the United States Army consisted of only about 80 soldiers.
So who was the other soldiers in the U.S. Army doing all the fighting?
See, there you go. Now you get my point. Now you get my point. Now you get my point. So in 1784, there was only 80 soldiers under command in the whole army. Because it said the United States Army, did not say West Point. So there was only 80 soldiers in the United States Army in 1784. Who was that fighting the Indians? I'm just saying.
Can you answer it for me?
Other Indians.
Okay.
Yeah. The Iroquois Indians were fighting with General Washington. Because there is no way in the world.
He made up his military.
Yeah, because there's no way in the world that 80 soldiers are going to beat the British Army.
And it would make sense once you realize they're sending criminals here. You're not sending criminals to be in the military.
Nope. Not at all.
How would they get around on the land? It's foreign to them. They wouldn't know where they was going and what they were doing.
Nope.
You need somebody from the land to do it.
And you figure,
don't if you take a vacation, even to a place you've never been, you need a tour guide, somebody to show you around, a map or something, attractions.
Yeah.
So if we can't do it now, we supposed to believe they was able to do it then? 80 people?
With slaves, mind you.
And we supposed to believe what these 80 people in the U.S. military whooped everybody on this landmass?
With slaves, mind you. They came with slaves, remember?
Oh, I just had a thought.
What's that?
All right, you know how they tell us we're all descendants of slaves from Africa? I found immigrant passenger lists. However, when I found them, it was coming from Africa, but I found the records where I had ancestors who were in the military who took ships to other countries to fight in the war, but coming back, they put them on an immigrant passenger list, so it looked like they were coming from Africa.
Could you say that again, please, Gabby?
All right. I found immigrant passenger list, and it has, a list of people on there, and it had, my ancestors on there, but I found the records where they were originally from North America, but going out of North America, it wasn't an immigrant passenger list. It was a transport. But coming back into North America, their names were put on an immigrant passenger list as though they weren't associated with the military, if that makes sense. So it looked like they were coming from Africa to North America on an immigrant passenger list. That didn't make sense?
Because a lot of ships at this time had multiple ports. They go from one port to another port, pick up, people get off, one port to another port.
And I can tell you right
and if
now.
They were coming from Africa at this time on the immigrant ship where tickets were bought, how could they be African slaves?
Right.
Slaves didn't buy tickets to get on the boat. We were told they were forced on them.
And also, too, one thing I can confirm is that when we went to training, we always left on a military plane, C-130, or if the Air Force, if we was carrying vehicles and cargo, it was a C-5, which was an Air Force plane. But when we came back from training, we always flew commercial, which would have been what considered a passenger plane, right? So.
Yep.
That's interesting.
And again, how could you bring these? This is the part of these stories that I be getting offended at. These people were so weak that they wasn't gonna fight for their own freedom in their own land, came over here and became ruthless soldiers for the U.S. military. Something's wrong. I ain't gonna fight for myself, but I'm gonna fight for you.
Yes, a little suspect. Just a little. Well, you know. So we left off yesterday. Now, West Point, it showed that on the 23rd of March 1907, the United States Military Academy Detachment of Cavalry was changed to a colored unit. And this is 1907. And it was
I
changed
guess it would change to colored when the status is about to change in 1910.
Mm-hmm. See, there you go. Keep it on the track timelines. This had been a long time coming. It had been proposed in 1897 at the Cavalry and Light Artillery School at Fort Riley, Kansas. Where West Point cadets learned their riding skills from the black non-commissioned officers who were considered among the best. The 100-man detachment from the 9th Cavalry served to teach future officers at West Point riding instructions, mounted drills, and cavalry tactics until 1947. So they taught at the oldest military installation in the world, but the oldest military installation in the United States for 40 years. But these were supposed to be
Africans, though.
Right, ex-slaves. Right. And they were considered among the best. Go ahead.
But didn't have the skills to use these skills that they taught the U.S. military for themselves. But they can teach them how to do. Man, come on, man.
Man, I don't know what to tell you.
They're like Chris Carter. Come on, man.
World War II. It said the 9th Cavalry was relieved 10 October 1940 from its assignment to the 3rd Cavalry Division and transferred to the 2nd Cavalry Division for deployment in World War II. However, the regiment did not serve in that war as a unit. It was transferred to the Mediterranean to supply soldiers for other units. It was therefore inactivated on 7 March 1944 in North Africa. That's interesting. It's inactivated on 7 March 1944 in North Africa. How you gonna inactivate a division of the military in Africa? Do you realize if you deactivate a branch of the military while you're not on that continent, legally speaking, you have turned those individuals into civilians of North Africa. Because they're no longer under the protection of the sovereign situation of the military.
Bingo.
So it was done on purpose to leave them there?
I don't know, because it just stops there.
And then they told you they took members from this unit and put them in other units. That the soldiers never disappeared. The name just got disbanded.
Right. So this must be why my 23andMe traces me all the way back to Africa.
Because it's Africa?
Yeah, Africa.
No, your 23andMe does that because automatically by default, that's where they're going to put you.
You're absolutely right.
No
problem with
reason.
the ancestry test, DNA test that people take, and if you do research, you will come to find out 80% of the database is European. Now, the markers that they're using to attach you to Africa, guess where the markers come from? They're taking it from the so-called African American. So they're using the DNA markers in us to say that makes you African. They don't have a database of they don't have a database of Nigerians, Somalians, Ethiopians, people from Cameroon. They don't have that in the database. They'll tell you that. The largest amount of people in there are Europeans, over 80%.
Oh crap! So you're saying they're using the European, quote unquote, European markers. If you have any European markers within your DNA, they're using those markers to connect you. So if those markers of European were in Africa, then it's going to connect you there.
No, right? They're using the 2019 information of the so-called African American, and if you match that, they say you're African.
Oh.
They did. 23andMe did not go to Africa and DNA test people on the continent of so-called Africa. That's not in their database. If you look it up and you read through their own information, they'll tell you that. I mean, I was reading an article yesterday where the United States government says it's baloney. Not to mention it's not even approved by the FDA, but that's a whole nother story.
What?
Wait, it's not approved by the FDA?
No, it's not. It's entertainment.
Oh, that is really interesting, because if it's not approved by the FDA, that means they have no
no legal standing.
Yeah.
That's why if you took a 23andMe DNA test and it said that you came from Africa, you cannot use that DNA test to get citizenship any place on that continent. You cannot use that test to be a citizen in any one of them 54 nations. It does not work. Laugh you out the courtroom.
And that's because of a lawsuit that was issued that stipulates that information they're providing is not legal or lawful, and it's not admissible.
Yep. It can only tell you about living relatives.
And it could potentially link you to living relatives.
Yeah.
You said it could
All these
potentially
people
link you to what?
Living relatives. Ancestry DNA cannot tie you back to somebody that was living 1,000 years ago, unless they have that ancestor from 1,000 years ago DNA. If they don't have this DNA, how are they marking you? How are they tying you two together? Or for other common people on the planet that share this marker? But if 99% of all DNA is the same, except for 1%, wouldn't we all have the same markers except for 1%?
Yeah.
Wait, who's the 1%?
All DNA is 99% the same in every last one of us. The part that's different is only 1%.
Head, arms. I got you. Okay, yeah.
It's 1% that's different. So on these DNA tests, wouldn't everybody have the same similar things?
Absolutely.
At least 99%, because 99% of our genetic material is identical.
Yep.
That's how you know they full of it.
And besides, how is it that DNA is going to link me to somebody in Africa when it can't link me to my brother without DNA from my mother or my father? Can somebody explain that?
Bingo.
Because I'm going to answer your question.
Double cousin!
In your question, it's Africa, bro. And I think you know that. What's going on, Gabby?
Stars and quasars.
Bounce.
Ain't nobody do nothing.
Mr. Thompson?
Really?
And peace to the chat. Grand Rising, everybody. My bad.
Yeah, at least if you're going to come in late, at least come in like that with a lot of energy. So we definitely appreciate that. Now, then he go on mute. You see how you do that, right? See how you did that? Just so y'all know, that's y'all boy. That's y'all friend. That's y'all peoples.
Hey, we got a line somewhere that connects to Mr. Thompson. So don't.
And until y'all find that line, until you find that line,
you gonna keep running the other way.
I found a line that tied back into the Virginia area, connected to some heralds. Some heralds and Harrises.
Calling Aboriginal bloodlines, Grand Rising people.
Look, I'll make you get a DNA test just to prove that we ain't related.
So all of a sudden you part of the house of DNA. Okay. So you want to remember the newest members, the newest inductees to the house of DNA. I got you.
Look, I'll be using DNA to debunk that we related. Look, I'll be the first one to say.
You was biased as crap. That's crazy. Most partial judge I ever seen in my life. What's wrong with me?
Anyway, what was I saying before I got interrupted?
Yeah, I already said my bad. So.
It's going.
You the flip flopper.
Hold on. All right, I'm back. So check this out.
I got a question. Is it Harrelson or Harrison?
Well, it's Mr. Thompson, but oh yeah, you can answer that.
But what's from Virginia? Is it Harrison and Harrelson?
Why you ask?
Guys, no stop saying what he said.
Why you ask? Dang, is we live?
I ain't agreeing. I'm gonna take the advice of YouTube. I won't see my lawyer for answering my question.
Oh, this might have to do with some children. Okay, yeah. Okay. Some children in the line, yes. So answer the question, sir. This is live genealogy.
As Scooby-Doo says.
So is it Harrison and Harrelson? Like, is it from York, Virginia?
Check the chat, Gabby. Check the Zoom chat. Smarty pants.
Yeah, but there's a possible different variation of that. Though,
It doesn't matter because the numerators are gonna spell it the way they thought how it's spelled. And depending on the accent, they're gonna say it different ways. So it
You should
doesn't.
check my tree.
Mm-mm.
You should check my
He
tree.
can let you get a word. It doesn't matter what you say.
You should check my tree. I'm trying to tell you, I'm like Heinz 57. I think I'm connected to everybody.
Well, when you gotta hit the
I thought I heard a
bottom,
hey,
get it out.
I thought I heard a chainsaw, y'all. Thought he was about to cut the tree down.
You saw that, right? You over there priming it. I hear you.
Don't you got some reading to do, no sellout? Don't you got some reading to do? Don't you got some reading to do? Huh? Don't you got some reading to
This
do?
guy here. There's a link in the Zoom chat because that's the only place I'm at.
I'm gonna put in the Zoom chat just for you.
Oh man, I gotta drive. Hold up. What time?
Look, really?
I do gotta go. I came late, but I gotta leave.
All right. Yeah,
I'll read the title.
You know what?
Huh?
I read. I read.
I'm a baby.
Oh, wow.
All right. You know what?
Triple cousin. Not funny? Okay.
Nope, not even.
Not.
He's scared now. He really is getting that chainsaw, little y'all. He just don't want to find out he crazy too. Well, he know he crazy. Man,
David,
Well, you know, it's that 3 degrees of separation. So maybe I make sense because I'm that third degree of separation that links everybody together.
Man, I don't care how many degrees of black belts you got. They ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about.
I don't care how many degrees you got on your wall.
Do you got a Francis Harrison?
Can we talk about something else right now? We supposed to be doing. We supposed to be. This is.
wanna know.
Look. We supposed to be.
Family.
Hold on. We supposed. Look. Hey. Listen now.
Got a Robert Harrelson.
Hey, look now. I know we about genealogy and helping people find their ancestors, but I take pride in not being related to none of y'all.
You got a Thomas Harrelson.
Look,
What about Elizabeth?
Oh man, we gonna look.
Huh?
That was hard. Oh man.
I mean, and they're all from Virginia.
Look, she just look.
See, none of my family is from Virginia. They moved to Virginia. So what you talking about?
They
I thought
did
the same
too.
thing, TMH. I thought
They
the
did
same
too.
thing. I thought I just moved to Virginia. Nah, man. Nah, bruh.
So let's talk about the Cold War. How about that?
It was
All right.
cold then too.
Who is Nicole? Nicole Wood.
No, the Cold War, not the Cold War. The Cold War. Mm-hmm.
That was somebody else in the family tree. You know,
Mhm.
related to the war.
Cousin.
Quadruple cousin, quintuple cousin.
Mm-hmm. The 9th Cavalry Regiment, Cold War, was redesigned as the 509th Tank Battalion on 20 October 1950 and relieved from its assignment to the 2nd Cavalry Division. The battalion was activated at Camp Polk, Louisiana on 1 November of the year and inactivated at Fort Knox on 10 April 1956. The regiment was reorganized and redesignated as the 9th Cavalry on 1 December 1957, becoming a parent regiment under the Combat Arms Regimental System. What were y'all talking about?
You got a TC.
GC. Oh, Lord.
Triple cousin.
Mm-mm. I know not what you speak.
Okay, I can read if you need me to though. But I'll let you finish reading this.
Yeah. The Combat Arms Regimental System, or CARS for short, was the method of assigning unit designation to units of some of the combat arms branches, specifically infantry, including Special Forces, Field Artillery, and Armor, of the United States Army from 1957 to 1981. Air Defense Artillery was added in 1968. CARS was superseded by the U.S. Army Regimental System, USARS, in 1981. It says, before the adoption of cars, there was no satisfactory means of maintaining the active life of the combat arms organization. Whenever the nation entered periods of military retrenchment, units were invariably broken up, reorganized, consolidated, or disbanded. During periods of mobilization, large numbers of new units were created. Changes in weapons and techniques of warfare produced new types of units to replace the old ones. As a result, soldiers frequently served in organizations with little or no history, while units with long combat records remained inactive. In the late 1950s, requirements for maneuverable and flexible major tactical organizations demanded high mobile divisions with greatly increased firepower. For those purposes, the regiment was deemed too large and unwieldy and had to be broken up into smaller organizations. Most artillery and armored regiments had already been broken up for flexibility and maneuverability during World War II. Comments? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? Everybody going on mute? That's what we doing? Hello?
I'm back. Had a call.
Non-cousin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was listening to you, but at the same time, I was trying to see if I was going to be able to lead up to you in my family tree.
Your ass, Charlie.
I mean, I don't think you were listening to me when I said on my grandfather's side, my mom's side, my grandfather's side, that tree don't look like it's split. I was not playing.
Huh? Senor Mr. Thompson is no here. He no aquí.
See? Michael Taylor.
him no aquí.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
So Gabby, you gonna read what we doing? How we doing this? What's up?
You know what she doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll read. Let me read my 9th great grandfather real quick.
I'll read something. May not be what you want me to. I got you.
Okay, everybody in the chat is thinking y'all funny. And then, of course, you got your other double cousin or triple cousin, Antonio, talking about some, oh, man, he's getting close.
I mean, this is 1653 to 1713. I don't know what you want me to say. No? Okay. Too much?
In the 1600s, we were either in South Carolina or we were in Georgia, or what was known as North Carolina. We were not in Virginia.
Well, you moved to Virginia.
We didn't move to Virginia until the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Somebody went there
Okay.
and got married.
Ohio player says, shook an Indian loose from the tree. David Corey said he just read over y'all while y'all was talking. I don't know what you're talking about. So we gonna talk about these cars and these USARs. What we doing?
Yeah. Okay. Can you read that so I can make sure that my read that next paragraph so that I can make sure my computer doesn't freeze up.
What next paragraph? You talking about doing a Cold War?
Yeah.
What?
You're at the first reconnaissance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
David Corey said, did he just Bogart? Nah, David, I ain't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He just Humphrey Bogart, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
So the 1st Reconnaissance Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division in Korea and activated on 1 November 1957 from the 1st Cavalry Division's 16th Reconnaissance Company as a Division Reconnaissance Squadron. It became 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry, or one of 9 Cavalry, on 1 September 1963 and was transferred to Fort Benning, which is in Georgia, on 1 July 1965 without personnel and equipment to become an experimental air cavalry unit. Reflagged from the 3rd Squadron, 17th Cavalry of the 11th Air Assault Division test, the former one of 9th Cavalry in Korea became the 4th Squadron, 7th Cavalry of the 2nd Infantry Division. You know what? That's a lot. So they moving them now like they was changing names. So now they're just changing battalions and companies to hide them. That's what it looks like.
Any traces of where they came from and who they originally are.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Okay, everybody find a Harrison in their tree. Y'all need to stop it. Michael Harris, brown cheek. Anyway.
All of a sudden, we don't like genealogy. Okay, I got you.
I take great pride in not being related to none of y'all. No, just playing.
Yo, that is like the ultimate diss. Yo, I love it. Oh,
I'm an alien. I got dropped off at the doorstep. I believe in aliens now. I can't.
Oh, man.
David Corey stupid. He said she backdooring you, TMH.
I said buying time to find that direct relative.
Yep. Got him, coach.
He said you're not gonna let her in the front door, so she went around.
Look, TMH, you still up there leaning on the front door too.
Like, just gonna open the door wide open. Like, how you get in here?
Triple cousin. I got to get away. Yeah.
It's all good. It's okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I just looked at an Ohio player. I got Hubbard in my family.
Really?
Yeah, Alabama. A couple of them still there.
Y'all know we're gonna have to do like a group genealogy build. Some last names that connect us, some surnames. Yeah.
Look. Your brother told us. She said, spell the last name. Do it.
Yeah, everybody with some Keanu Keys out here pecking the
You know what? I'm gonna spell it. I'm gonna hit send. It don't matter because of the numerator. So we all related. Anybody that's got that variant of my last name in this, we probably related because they didn't spell it right. No way. Up until 1970, we didn't have no choice. So yeah, we related. Really, Antonio. Anyway, yeah, that's how my last name is spelled. 2 R's, 1 L. Instead of 1 R, 2 L's. But again, it don't matter because depending on the accent, depending on what the numerator heard, and depending on how articulate. Why that sound like chiclet? And depending on how articulate the numerator was, they could have just wrote Harrison. We don't know. So, you talking about some probably moved back down south again. Where's Copper when I need him? Anybody gonna read? Can y'all hear me? Can I be heard? Can y'all hear me? Can I be heard? I don't like this Friday. We should change the name of this. We should change the name of this bill to Thomas related to who? Who your relatives here?
Okay, I'm back. Were you talking about Charles City, Virginia?
Huh?
Were you talking about Charles City, Virginia?
No. If you look, now watch this. Now look, I'm gonna say this bold. I'm gonna say it with my chest, but I know I'm about to get punched in it. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Unless you talking about Danville, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. How about that?
Not Sussex, not South City, not York.
Nope.
Not Queens Lake.
Nope. Like I know.
Well, I know now.
Mm-hmm.
Triple cousin.
Boo.
Grand Rising Big Hawk piece.
How you gonna be the newcomer on the panel and you relate to everybody? Everybody.
I'm telling you, I'm Heinz 57. People don't know where I came from.
I was like,
I look confused.
You got the whole chat looking for Harris's and Harrelsons now.
I got the
What about Mr.
whole
Thompson?
world.
Thanks,
to
Gabby.
my blood.
Thanks, Gabby. But
I make
Jesus,
sense.
little Antonio says, let me log in the family search right quick. Man, forget all y'all.
No. Wait, you said Surrey, Virginia?
I ain't nobody said about no Surrey. I said Danville.
Looks like we got ourselves a genealogy hater.
Let me save this to my tree real quick.
On a Friday, dog?
I know, right? How does this be about me? I thought we talking about the Seminoles.
Yep, we talking
I
about
mean,
family.
if you really think about it, we're talking
Right.
about you. No. Manchester. Okay. We'll pull the rest of this stuff up later.
I'm glad you find this extremely funny.
I do. I'm serious. I come on the scene. Y'all let me in and I find my cousins. This is crazy and awesome.
With a TH. Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm glad everybody in the chat getting their 7 healthy chuckles. Anyway, can we get back to reading? You know, this is education channel, not for the kids. And you notice how when they talked about children, they called them kids specifically. They didn't say children.
Like goats,
Yep.
children. That's why, honestly, I say children, you'll hear me say children a lot, because when I found out that, when I paid attention that goats have kids,
Yep.
that's what made me start saying, okay, children, because I don't have any baby goats.
No, me either. But they said kids. So what are they really saying?
Property.
Basically. Michael Harris. Look, I'm just calling you Mike. Mike asks if anybody got any Johnsons in VA or North Carolina.
Hold on, I'll let you know. I got some Johnson.
Ohio player says I'm Johnson from VA. Oh Lord. Let me find out everybody in the chat related. This is gonna be crazy, huh?
Anybody from you got Prince
One
George
big
in
family
Virginia too?
reunion.
It's just gonna be like
Prince George in Virginia.
What
No.
relatives you got in Prince George again?
oh Lord.
Those are the Harrison,
Harrells, yeah.
Harrelson and Harrison.
Yeah. Hold on, let me let's get back to the show. I forgot. We almost turned this all the way completely to genealogy.
I apologize, my bad. But see, it was no
No, ain't nothing
sellout's
wrong
fault.
with that.
No sellout said something. I said, hold on, let me check. Let me type this in my tree. What I got in here?
Okay, Mike, aka Michael Harris Brown Cheek. I don't like you because my aunt is married to a Brown. Her last name is Harrelson, but that's okay. I don't like it right now.
Uh-oh. They're getting close.
Shut it.
Somebody gonna be knocking on the door later this evening. Hey, cousin.
Look, when I said come see me, I won't talk about relatives. Not Brunswick, not Charleston.
Gabby got me all in my tree. I'm in North Carolina with the Harrells.
We're in North Carolina,
But
boss.
see, see,
Grace Harrell, North Carolina.
What county?
Born 1730. It just say North Carolina. It don't say the county. She was born 1735, passed away in 1761. She married a Holland, and they had
Y'all gonna make me go to the aunts and uncles now. Hold on. I'm gonna see how this
That's
thing's
normally
spread
where you
out.
find them, man.
Well,
With the
no,
aunts.
this is, yeah, the Harrison and Harrelson is grandmother and grandfather, but I'm gonna check the uncles who kept the name and see how that
That's normally where you find your connections with the aunts and uncles.
Let me see if it led to TMH.
No, don't look now.
Grace Harrell married. She married a
there
Henry
you
Jacob
are.
Holland.
Welcome
A Henry
back to
Jacob
Neverland,
Holland out of what's that? Nasman, Virginia. That's where he was born in 1729, and he died 1799 in the Isles of Wight of Virginia.
Oh shoot! I got a Queens Creek, Virginia. I don't know how I'm going up Virginia, but I'm getting there.
Well, a lot of us gonna tie back to Virginia. A lot of us gonna have relatives in Virginia, the Carolinas.
Y'all done turned this show into a group genealogy project. Y'all know that, right?
I mean, but isn't it in general? Because you got to think what we're reading about, the timelines, you know, the military and all. It's all part of it, and it's making sense. It's the timelines.
Your other triple cousin said, "Gotta sit this cousin down and tell him about himself." I don't know what you're talking about, Antonio Banderas, aka Puss in Boots. Okay, well, while y'all doing that, I'm gonna continue to read because obviously the only person that's concerned about the.
Okay, I'll read. Hold on. Where we at? We at the 3rd reconnaissance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3rd Reconnaissance Squadron. 9th Cavalry was assigned to the Army Reserve and activated on the 6th of April, 1959 at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're out of Virginia now. As the Divisional Reconnaissance Squadron of the 79th Infantry Division.
Mm-hmm. See?
Oh, that was a howl for you. They're just trying to let you know they found some family.
You know what?
I got them on the hunt.
She ain't funny. Stop laughing.
Okay, I won't. Okay, not funny. Okay. Okay. 79th Infantry Division. The squadron was The squadron was inactivated there on 28th of February 1963 when the 79th was reduced to a headquarters. It was redesignated as Troop C, 9th Cavalry, and reactivated on the 1st of February 1964 at Bristol. Bristol, isn't that Germany? That's in another country, right?
Let's click on it.
Bristol. Oh no, that's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, you got to realize a lot of the places were named. You got to remember when they came over here, they named places after places where they are from. So that name probably comes from over there. So yeah. Okay.
At Bristol with the 157th Infantry Brigade. The troop was moved to Wilkes-Barre on the 31st of January 1966. The troop continued to serve with the 157th Infantry Brigade, MEC, until deactivated on the 20th of August 1995. The 4th Reconnaissance Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was assigned to the Army Reserve and activated on the 20th of March 1959 at Mansfield, Ohio. Mansfield. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, as the Divisional Reconnaissance Squadron of the 83rd Infantry Division. The squadron became the 4th Squadron, the 9th Cavalry, 49th Cavalry, on the 15th of April, 1963, but was inactivated on the 31st of December, 1965. On the 24th of November, 1967, it was reactivated as a regular Army unit with the 6th Infantry Division at Fort Campbell. The 5th Squadron, 9th Cavalry, 5 Cavalry, was activated on 21st December 1962 at Fort Ford with the 194th Armored Brigade. 5 Cavalry was inactivated there on the 4th of January 1968, redesignated as Troop E. 9th Cavalry and simultaneously reactivated at Fort Ord as a non-divisional unit.
Stop.
They are trying to confuse stuff right here.
Exactly.
This is like musical chairs for real.
Yep. Because they don't want you to find out who they were. But then they tell you what they did, which is interesting.
So what's messing people up is finding names like Harrison or Harrelson, right?
So, we're talking about these brigades and these battalions, these squadrons. The goal is to confuse people, so that, you can't find the Buffalo Soldiers, where they start or where they end. Just want to go ahead and hide them. What was that, Gabby?
No, I was just saying, like, even with taking that switcheroo and that back and forth information, keep with the names, we can line that up with if we have family who were in these units, we'd be able to keep track of them, right? Or actually, figure it out. No? Yes?
Yeah, I was trying to come off mute.
Oh.
But no, you're absolutely right. You're right. So you would have to look at the years and what they named it, so in order to find them. So if you think you got Buffalo Soldiers in your family, but you're looking at the 1st Cavalry or the 9th Cavalry before 1973, you are not going to find them. Because now they're the 2nd or the 5th Cavalry. So.
Oh shoot, just found a Stanford.
So where we at now? So now you got Vietnam, the Air Cavalry. Go ahead, somebody's about to say something? I thought somebody was going to say something.
Okay, so we're at Vietnam War, right?
Yep.
That's crazy. So we fought. Okay, so our ancestors, our peoples, fought the Europeans, the French, and everybody, then fought each other, and then now is fighting. Is fighting in wars in other countries now.
You got it, sister.
I mean, hey, I might be if I keep going. Triple cousin.
Nope.
But no, this is like nothing but constant fighting, constant battles, constant wars.
That's how you keep a people from being able to get their feet back up under them and build themselves back up. You keep them in a state of constant war.
It's interesting you say that. I was reading these studies that were done that talks about how, quote unquote, Black people in America, specifically North America, by the time they reach the age of 8, have a permanent form of PTSD. And it's interesting just to see this. This is a constant, like, seeing how all this ties together. Constant war. Your war at home, your war area everywhere else. This is like being in a constant, a state of mind of constant fight or flight. I mean, if I'm wrong, just tell me.
Oh, you talking about leaving the house?
If you keep moving the pieces around, it makes it harder for people to find out who you are, where you came from. They change the names and titles so much that if you're not aware of it, you'll be chasing a link up the wrong tree, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's why they can say, oh, they no longer exist, because they don't change the name so much and reorganize them so much. No different on how they did the melanated citizens. The Indians that wasn't in the military changed our names, moved us around to the point to where you go through your family tree, you have to dig through so much stuff just to make sure. All these overlaid stories and layers they put on top of everything.
I don't even know if this is sad. This is just really amazing.
Like they say, the more you understand on what was done, the easier it becomes to trace back.
Yeah.
Because certain things in your family, certain movements make sense. It starts making sense because you can attach it to the timelines. You know what was going on at the same time before the census or during the census. So, and it also shows why they gave particular rules for the census to the census takers. Think about what is 72 to 75 years before you see it again. So yeah, about depending on the age of the people that took the census, they probably not even around to even correct it.
Right.
Once it do come out. I mean, how many of the relatives from that 1790 census was still around to even look at it and be like, oh, this is correct or this is incorrect? And if we don't sit here and get it correct, how many else is going to be around when particular census come out so we can be there to be like, no, that's not who I was. This is who I was. This, I mean, you can see where the confusion comes in. You're talking about a 70+ year gap.
Yeah.
Why David Corey trying to shush me? Tell me some stop reading. We doing genealogy.
We ain't found you, dang it.
Hey, ain't nobody found nobody.
Oh shoot, I ain't. Hold on, let me find out if this is it. My 11th great. Was this a great uncle? He died in a duel. Let me find out if that duel was a battle. Harrison.
Huh?
Harris. No? Okay.
No.
Dang. Okay, so this is also attached to Coleman, Goss, Spears, Goins, and Johnson. Am I getting closer? No?
No.
Are you just not gonna tell me?
I said no.
You know when pulling records from Ancestry.com, it gives you the name, it'll give you the social security number, when it was issued. You know, I'm gonna find you, dang it.
You ain't gotta
find you.
You ain't gotta find me. I'm right here. Everybody know where I'm at. They just won't come see me. So what you talking about? I ain't going nowhere.
What'd you say, Gabby? Gabby trying to find that relative.
Anyway, so then experimental 9th Air Cav ushered in a new era of combat called air assault.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got it under control.
Okay.
These terms were composed of aerial weapons, reds, aerial scouts, whites, and aerial rifles, blues. Together, ground D, troop, and their air reconnaissance teams patrol the Vietnam countryside in search of the enemy. Once located, the infantry blues would insert and extract via helicopter or foot to engage the enemy with support of their aerial scouts and aerial weapons. These teams earned the nickname of headhunters. This concept differed from the conventional frontline warfare typical in prior land warfare.
I can finish reading. I mean, I get you shook. I'll finish reading.
Ain't nobody shook. Trying to get this information out to the peoples. It's about the peoples.
I'm gonna finish reading?
Sure.
Okay.
Please.
During the Vietnam War, the 1st of the 9th Cavalry earned 3 Presidential Unit citations and 5 Valorous Unit citations. Valorous Unit citations. It was inactivated on the 26th of February, 1973, and was one of the last conventional units to leave Vietnam. In 1971, as the 1st Cavalry Division began redeployment to the United States, Troop F, 9th Cavalry was formed from 1 platoon, each from the 1/8th Cavalry, 2 5th Cavalry, 1 12th Cavalry, and 1 7th Cavalry. This unit operated independently of the 1 9th Cavalry. Troop F was inactivated in Vietnam on the 26th of February, 1973. 1976 to 1981. The 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was assigned to the far end of the runaways. The 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was assigned to the far end of the runaways at Hunter Army Airfield, under the command of Lieutenant Colonel John Longhofer, as an air cav unit under the 24th Infantry. In 1977, D Troop, under the leadership of Captain Maldonado, Captain Maldonado and Medal of Honor recipient Frank D. Miller, attended the Jungle Operations Training Center program at Fort Sherman, Panama Canal, with one medic from the HHT. In 1977, the HHT, A Troop, B Troop were moved 40 miles away from Stewart, where it was redesignated as an air and armored cavalry. D Troop remained at HAAF during this time, while D Troop remained the rotary wings, aircraft, and cavalry cavalry recon scouts, air mobile, air assault group. A troop was given APCs, armored personal carriers, and B Troop had many of the larger track vehicles. HHT had APCs for the medical section and S1 through S3. The medics continued to maintain 2 Gamma Goats, but received 2 new APCs, 1 577 command track, and 113 ambulances. Returned to Fort Hood, Texas.
Stop. That Jungle Operations Training Center at Fort Sherman, Panama, was interesting because I went to that training right during the time Noriega was going for re-election. So, very interesting. Stop clicking, because I know what you're doing.
Skimono 100, Virginia. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading. Okay.
Grand Rising, Antonio.
I'm the double cousin.
Grand Rising. I'm just here secretly.
Secretly.
Just listening, doing work.
Peace, Antonio. Grand Rising.
I'm glad everybody getting a good kick out of this.
Man, I'm helping somebody else in the chat, but I ain't forgot about you. Don't worry.
Oh, gee, thanks. Appreciate you. Good looking out. Nah.
We gonna find you.
You can go find me. This ain't Where's Waldo.
It's where.
Look, Do the Vision said what I just walked into. James, they trying to find out. They trying to see if Gabby's related to me, and if I'm related to Bones, and if we're related to Antonio. I told him,
if you're related to me, you're dang sure related to Bones. You're related to
Sellout and Antonio.
Sellout and Antonio. I'm telling you right now, I am the common denominator. I'm gonna be ground zero.
So
And you can't get on the grill when you come to the family reunion.
So Dudu, I told him, I said I was glad to be, not related to it. I was proud of not be related to anybody on the panel.
Now we're gonna find you out of spite.
Sally, and my tree is public. Ain't nothing private on it. It's public. George Harrison. Oh shoot, Harrelson. He died in a duel.
He says room 112 where the players well. Anyway. So while y'all doing it, I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading.
I read. Appleton's Encyclopedia of Americans biography. Okay, so in 1976 to 1981, the 2nd Squadron. No, wait, I just read that. Okay, returned to Fort Hood, Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
After Vietnam, the squadron returned to Fort Hood, Texas with the rest of the 1st Cavalry Division and served as Divisional Recon Squadron until 16th of October 1986 when it was inactivated. Okay.
I think something.
What year did they go there? Okay, on the 25th of November 1992. This is all recent. Okay, on the 25th of November 1992, the 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was reactivated, reorganized as a mechanized infantry battalion, redesigned as the 1st Battalion, 9th Cavalry, and assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division as part of the 3rd Brigade.
All they're doing is just relocating. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, all they doing is just moving around. It's like a shell game.
Well, it's not that. What I mean, and I may be reaching, and I mean, my perception from reading all this may be off, but even as of now, we are good, awesome, phenomenal warriors. We are fighters. Inherently, just naturally, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Like that's just that's one of the things that I'm catching from going from 1300s up until now. Like this is what we're good at. Well, one of many things, not the only thing, but this is what we're good at. It's crazy. Okay. Operation Just Cause Panama. The 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, assigned to the 7th Infantry Division, Light, deployed to Panama December 20th, 1989, January 30 through January 31st, 1990, in order to conduct combat operations during Operation Just Cause and ensuing humanitarian and nation-building missions Operation Promote Liberty. The air troops were the first to deploy their AH-1 Cobra attack helicopters and their OH-59, OH-58 Kiowa, and aerial scout helicopters. D Troop, 29th Cavalry, soon followed and conducted route clearance, zone reconnaissance, and provided support to U.S. Army units in the interior. The D 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was stationed in Warner Kaserne, Munich, Germany, 1962 to 1968, and reforged to Fort Riley, Kansas in 1968.
So it's interesting how they have the helicopter named Kiowa, because that was one of the Indians that the Buffalo Soldiers, aka the 9th Cavalry, defeated and got them to go to the reservation.
Yeah, I always wondered, depending on like if it's an aircraft, if it's a vehicle, or if it's a ship, if they're naming them based off of what the tribes were really good at. Like if a tribe was really good at archery, arrows. If I just always wondered that. That's all. How they associate it with air, land, and water.
Jim, as far as the naming,
Yeah.
they have a division that does all the naming. Like I know that the OH stands for Operation Helicopter, UH stands for Utility Helicopter. So depending on the naming convention and division, they determine that. That's not even something the military does. Doodle says, "Don't let your tree hang all out in public for the whole world to see." Interesting. Wow. Anybody?
Okay, am I reading? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I don't know if no Sal is able to read because I know he's driving.
I mean, I can read. I don't have a problem reading.
Okay, then please proceed. We definitely appreciate that.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. James says read that again. Read what again, James?
Operation Just Cause Panama.
Probably.
Okay. The 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, assigned to the 7th Division Light, deployed to Panama December 20th, 1989 through January 31st, 1990, in order to conduct combat operations during Operation Just Cause. And the ensuing humanitarian and nation-building mission Operation Promote Liberty. The air troops were the first to deploy with the AH-1 Cobra attack helicopters and their OH-59, OH-58 Kiowa area scout helicopters. D Troop, 29th to 9th Cavalry, soon followed and conducted route clearance, zone reconnaissance, and provided support to U.S. Army units in the interior. The D 2nd Squadron, 9th Cavalry, was stationed in Warner Kaserne, Munich, Germany in 1962 through 1968, and reforged to Fort Riley, Kansas in 1968.
I'm back. You can go on to the next part. I'm sorry about that. People keep calling in.
So we're on a desert. Peacekeepers and beyond, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and read this part. Give you a break.
All right. Okay.
Says Desert Peacekeepers and beyond, the 1st Battalion, 9th Cavalry was reconstituted as infantry from the highly decorated Persian Gulf Unit. 341 Infantry in the 2nd Armored Division in 1992 and assigned to the 3rd Brigade of the 1st Cavalry Division. It served in combat as 341 Infantry of the Tiger Brigade in Operation Desert Storm. As a side note, the brigade was led by the Colonel George Casey Jr. and the 1st Cavalry Division was led by future Democratic presidential candidate General Wesley Clark Sr. 9th Cavalry was a rapidly deployable infantry unit of action which deployed abroad several times in the decade. To thwart aggressiveness and hostile maneuvers of the Iraq Army, Most notably, the operations intrinsic action and Iris Gold 9th Cavalry was designated as a military operations in urban terrain unit of the 1st Cavalry Division. Following is a brief rendition of significant events during this time period. I know, right, James? Kiowa, Comanche, Apache. It says 1993, 3 soldiers killed on Lone Star North Range NTC deployment. Intrinsic action, 1 deployment to Southwest Asia. Operation Iris Gold combat patch authorized. 1994, Claymore mine accident severely injured a first lieutenant from Company A. Cambrian Patrol Special Operations Competitive Patrol in England set range live fire record. Company 2 soldiers from Company E killed. 1995, 2 soldiers from headquarters company killed. A soldier injured by grenade blast at Tire House. 1996, intrinsic action, 2 action 2 deployment to Southwest Asia. Bones said James said there's a delay in the chat. Yeah, it probably is. So, as we can see, these Buffalo Soldiers will move some everywhere. And they're still active to this day. Yeah, mechanized infantry. So. Alright. Do a little bit more reading. 21st century. Today, the units of the 9th United States Cavalry Regiment provide RSTA, reconnaissance, surveillance, and targeting acquisition capabilities capabilities forward of enemy lines and supply infantrymen as sniper and long-range surveillance teams for use of special reconnaissance in an area of combat operations. These small armed reconnaissance units provide valuable real-time intelligence about an enemy nation, including its leaders, combat capabilities. Gathered intelligence information is fed into various intellectual agency assets and databases, including the National Target Base. The 9th United States Cavalry units fought against both the armed, conventional, and unconventional enemies in the decade-long global war on terror. In both the Afghanistan and Iraq theaters, they developed and tested many new military doctrines and tactics when searching for, locating, observing, and destroying the insurgent enemy and their war-fighting assets, just as they had during the Indian, Spanish, American, and Vietnam Wars. I'm gonna read that part again. They developed and tested many new military doctrines and tactics when searching for, locating, observing, and destroying the insurgent enemy and their warfighting asset, just as they had during the Indian, Spanish, American, and Vietnam Wars. Again, they've been studying this for a while.
Uh-huh.
Marlon P says, having trouble with the chat, having trouble with the app, can't close the chat to get back to stream.
If you're on the app, scroll it all the way up, you'll see the X to the right, X out the chat, and it'll come back.
Troubleshooting on the fly. So. I got this last paragraph before we move to Troop B. It says the unit has received numerous presidential unit citations and valorous unit awards, as well as decorations for individual valor have been awarded to the 9th United States Cavalry Regiment and her combat soldiers. So apparently they were good. So, can somebody read Troop B as in Bravo for bloody knife?
I can read.
Thank you.
Okay, what am I reading again?
Oh Lord, you sound just like your cousin. No sellout. Troop B as in boy, Bravo, Brigade, braggadocious, bombastic.
I lost my place. Hold on. You said
Lightning.
Troop B?
Yep.
Okay, what's it right under?
It's right on the 21st century.
Today, the units of the 9th United States, right?
Mm-mm.
Further down? Oh, Troop B. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm there. All right.
Go ahead.
I do have a question, though.
Sure.
Okay. So we started off reading about the tribes and the battles and the wars that were going on. Now, even though we're in the 21st century, we're still reading about the tribes and battles and wars that are going on that Indians are a part of, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Troop B, Bloody Knife, 9th Cavalry, 3rd Brigade, 4th Infantry Division was deployed from Fort Carson, Colorado to Iraq in April 2003. After arriving at Camp Wolf, Kuwait, the unit moved to Camp New Jersey in northern Kuwait. The lead elements of the Brigade Reconnaissance Troop, BRT, then crossed into Iraq, covering a distance of over 300 kilometers. This combat operation was the first for the 4th Infantry Division since Vietnam. The BRT, Brigade Reconnaissance Troop, has operated in Samarra East Airfield, Samarra Adwar, Dar, Tikrit East, Tuz Kumat. Is that a J or a H? Halula or a Jalula? Meek, Dakik, Kirkuk, Taza. I'm botching this up. And all these names and Balad South. On October 23rd, on the 23rd of October 2003, the soldiers of Troop B, 9th Cavalry, were issued their combat patches. The authorization to wear the division's patch on the right of the shoulder. For conducting combat operations in support of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. The troop consisted of 2 platoons of scouts and 1 platoon of both combat operations observation lazing teams. Lazing teams. The unit deployed under the command of Captain William Satchis and redeployed under the command of Captain Clinton Fuller. The Bloody Knife Troop became the quick reaction force for one of the largest logistic bases in Iraq while still conducting operations wherever the brigade needed them. The Bloody Knife Troop was one of the last reconnaissance troops to fall directly under brigade headquarters.
That's interesting.
Really interesting.
They said it was one of the last troops
Yeah.
to fall directly under the brigade headquarters. I wonder why. And anytime you become a quick reaction force, that's important. That means you're good at what you do. And Doodle Vision says, I was attached to headquarters company, first and 7th Mechanized Infantry under the 1st Cavalry. So.
All right, 1st Squadron. The 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry Regiment, 9th Cavalry, is stationed at Fort Hood, Texas, as an Army 1st Cavalry Division, originally part of the 3rd BCT at Fort Hood. I don't know if that was bless you or what's funny.
No, I was coughing. Now it came off of me too soon.
Oh, okay.
You good? Go ahead.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Originally part of the 3rd BCT at Fort Hood, the first of the 9th moved to Fort Bliss to fill the RSTA, Reconnaissance, Surveillance, and Target Acquisition, needs of the newly created 4th BCT in October 2005. The unit is nicknamed the Headhunters. Interesting. The unit was featured as the command of Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in the movie Apocalypse Now. Interesting.
Why is that interesting, Gabby?
Okay. I mean, I know this is before 1992, so I'm hoping you've seen it. Apocalypse Now is a movie. It's like it's a war movie, a Vietnam War movie.
I'm familiar with the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I find it interesting that I gotta revisit. I gotta rewatch that movie from different eyes now.
Well, the interesting thing about this is that they continue to keep these soldiers stationed in and around Texas.
Yeah, I keep seeing that too.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about different things. A couple of people I know who are in, the Army and the Marine Corps, different things that they said. Like I had a friend tell me that he's in the Army and he was saying how he couldn't get in. The Army is not allowed to get involved in, how he broke it down. It basically means civilian affairs. It's just I'm reading this now, how it's coming current, and just little things that have been said. It's just clicking. That's all.
Okay. Oh, you could.
I'm not sorry.
So it would be the second paragraph.
Yeah. The 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry Regiment, 9th Cavalry began deployment to Iraq. I just read this, right?
No, you just read the one above that when it talked about about the Apocalypse Now movie.
Okay, it just sounds okay. Began deployment in Iraq September 2003 in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Headquarters Troop HHT and Troop C 9th Cavalry were assigned an Army National Guard Infantry Unit, Company C, 1st Battalion, 153rd Infantry, ARNG, a Combat Engineer Unit, Combat A, 8th Engineers, a Support Unit, 215, and a Civil Support Unit to Compromise Task Force 19, TF Headhunter. Companies A and B, 9th Cavalry, were assigned to other task force in Iraq, notably Task Force All-American, TFAA. During the first deployment, 124 Purple Heart medals were awarded to Task Force 19 soldiers who operated in one of the most dangerous sections of Iraq, including 2004 battles of Sadr City and Haifa Street. In October 2006, that's a lot of medals.
Yeah, because think about it, it says they were involved in one of the most dangerous sections of the Iraq War.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. If you are living and have received the Purple Heart, it is the true definition of not wrapped too tight.
Basically.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. In October 2006, the 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry Regiment began its second deployment to Iraq from Fort Bliss, Texas, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, along with the rest of the 4th Brigade Combat Team, 1st Cavalry Division, to work alongside units of the 21st Infantry Division to comprise Task Force Lightning. The area of operation for 9th Cavalry during the 06-08 OIF rotation was Mosul, Iraq, in the Nineveh Province. After a 7-month duration of operation, 9th Cavalry conducted an intra-theater
deployment from Mosul
to Tal-Afar. No?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Replacing 3/4 Cavalry for 8 months to complete a 15-month rotation. In March 2008, 8th Squadron, 10th Cavalry of the 4th Infantry Division was reflagged as the 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry, part of the 4th Brigade Combat Team. 1st Cavalry Division. In June 2008, 9th Cavalry deployed to OIF 08-10 to CSC Scania and assumed responsibility for MSR Tampa and the cities of Hamza, Qasem, Hashmiya, Shamali, and other smaller towns from 3rd Squadron, 73rd Cavalry of the 1st Brigade Combat Team, 82nd Airborne Division. In August of 2008, 9th Cavalry was given orders to build a forward operation base, FOB, along the Iranian border in order to interdict lethal accelerants from being smuggled. The base is that the weapons of mass destruction that I'm reading right now? Okay, I'll keep reading. The base is known as FOB Hunter and is the Mazin province, which resides in the marshlands of Iraq.
Stop.
Okay.
This cavalry unit got a lot of action. You don't get a lot of action unless you're
It's
good.
better to act what they didn't do.
Exactly. They've been in some of every combat. I think we're talking about some 222. Yeah, there's a lag in the video. What was I about to say? Man, it's about that time. What's it call it? So we can let people get on and enjoy their Friday and enjoy their Saturday and their Sunday. So, I don't know. What y'all think? I think it's time.
About that time.
Yep.
Never know. Might be able to come back this weekend, this evening. Who knows? You never know.
Exactly. So tell you what. Let's go ahead and do these salutations. So we can get everybody on their way so they can enjoy the rest of their day and enjoy their weekend. So, Gabby Gabs. You got it. What you got? What you got for the good people before we head on out?
I got a question first.
Okay.
All right. So, with reading what I just read, I mean, I see that basically it's the same group of people, so to speak, that they're it's like the same group of people that are being renamed, reclassified, reassigned as to who they really are, if that makes sense. Right or wrong?
No, you're 100% right. Rename and reclassify them to confuse, change the narrative, so it's hard to, it's hard to keep track, or it's more cumbersome to keep track, because it makes it easier for them to say that this troop, the squadron, no longer exists because we renamed them. That makes sense. So that's the way I look at it. That seems to be the way it is. Nothing else.
I mean, because we started this off, the 9th Cavalry Regiment. I mean, we started this off from 1866, and it's supposed to be about the 9th Cavalry Regiment. So we're reading that the 9th Cavalry Regiment since 1866 has been reclassified, renamed, and moved around. Right?
See. Correct. And your question is, why were they moved around, or you just saying that they just been moved around?
I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correct. I want to make sure that I'm connecting the dots right, if that makes sense.
Not only were they being moved around because of who they were, but they was being moved around also because of their fighting abilities and their tactical skills.
So it would be correct to say that not only were they good at fighting then, but we are good at fighting now.
That's correct.
Because the were, was, and is us.
See.
Interesting. All right. So we do exist.
Yes, we do.
We do exist.
Ain't nobody going nowhere.
Ain't nobody doing nothing.
So would it be correct to say that reading through all these timelines and wars and battles, that the what is it called, the foundations, the buildings, the areas, the names that we use now, those names have been around since before, and we just don't pay attention to them? We don't pay attention to why something's called, why something has the name now, why it has that name. We don't pay attention to it because it's right there in front of our face. We don't pay attention to that. It wasn't that long ago. 1800 wasn't that long ago. 1500s really wasn't that long ago. 1300s really wasn't that long ago. Yes, no.
Well, you know that because of the timelines.
Right.
Because we're tying everything in. But the way they taught us was to make it appear that it was that long ago.
Right.
Because they teach us from a standpoint of succession, not linear. It's one thing after another, not all things simultaneously. So we look at history as a standpoint of eras that did not intersect. So we were taught to look at things from separate incidents. We weren't taught to look at the American Revolution along with Indian Wars, along with what's going on in Europe at the time. We weren't taught to do that. We were taught to segregate and compartmentalize.
Right.
And in doing so, it made it seem like a lot longer time than what it actually was. So you're right. Absolutely right. Celestial Love says, come back this weekend. We'll see what we can do, Celestial Love. Gotta get everybody's schedule, make sure it lines up for us to be able to do it. This is a team effort. So we'll see what we can do. All right, Michael Brown, Harris Creek or Cheek.
So, hold on. I got another question. So, we're still at war. Not with other, we're still at war on this land.
Bingo.
If Copa don't tell you that, I don't know what does.
I'm about to pull a James and start calling no sellout Jinx myself.
It's just in a different way. We're still at war. It's just facaded a different way. It's not quote unquote cowboys and Indians. It's not riding. Oh my goodness.
The land now that they're after and that they're trying to get paid off of is our intellectual capital. They've been using our intellectual capital against us ever since we've been working for them. The new war now is go ahead, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, basically you create it, they trademark it, and they own it. It's always been about our labor, our productivity. It has always been about that. Think about it. All the people that they bought over here still wasn't enough to outnumber the indigenous people that was here already.
Right.
All you did was assimilate the indigenous people into your culture. That's all that happened. Some of us assimilated, and some of us are still fighting the assimilation.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you study their history of colonizing, when they went to Andalus and recalled it Spain later, did they bring a whole new set of people? Or when they retained the name of Spain, they made all the people that was living there originally Spanish?
Right.
It would be the same thing with America. They didn't bring millions and millions and millions of people here. No, you bought like 20, 30 million, and you just assimilated who was here already. If that's the plan, if that's the blueprint they did on every landmass these people ever went, why would it be different now?
So they're still colonizing. They're still trying to expand.
Yes, they are.
They're still trying to create, to stable the structures that,
America still has colonies. Let me say this again. The United States of America still has colonies. Why do you think they're sending the so-called African Americans to Ghana? You are colonizing Africa now. Chinese, everybody's in Africa now. Think about it. They're just getting into Africa. You got the Chinese, everybody's starting to build up over there now. The race for Africa didn't start to the top of the 1900s. And look at what they did there. They interjected into certain leaders there, financed certain regimes there, had the indigenous population of the landmass you would call Africa fight each other, kill off each other. Then when the infrastructure and everything is broken down, the Chinese come in like, hey, we finna help you build this. America come in, hey, we finna help you build this. European countries come in, hey, we finna help you build this. No, it's colonization. No ifs and buts about it.
Because you can't colonize a structured people. You have to colonize a destable people. Unless colonization can't take place.
So the more...
Look at what they did at the Gulf War. What do you think the Gulf War really was? Colonization. They destabilized Iraq, then went in and act like they was helping the people, subcontracted to American companies to rebuild the infrastructure. Now Iraq is in debt. Colonization done. Same playbook, running over and over and over and over. If it ain't broke, why would they change it? They've been using the same playbook forever.
Right.
They just get the players of said indigenous land to run out the plays. That's it. Any more questions?
Oh, I got a whole lot of them, but I'm not going to do that to everybody. Oh no, my mind started just really clicking on some things.
And I know they listening, so I'm going to make this statement now. If you're in the city of Tifton and you're working there, I'm off till Monday.
Meaning, don't bug him, don't come call him, don't mess with him. That's what he mean. He off till Monday.
All rising, man. All rising. So think about it. They're using you to colonize.
Yeah, I mean, it
they're
makes...
using us to colonize the world. If you really look at it, who music moves around the world? Who fashion? Who lingo? Who movements? They use the American Indian to colonize the planet, basically.
And it's like, oh man, that's like a puppeteer. We're the puppets and they're holding the strings. They're the oh. Mm. Mm.
All right, Cappy, what you got for the good people? If you ain't got no more questions.
I got a lot of questions, but okay. So, yeah, I got peace and prosperity, definitely love. Yeah, everybody have a great day, a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Peace, blessings, and prosperity to everyone. Peace to the panel, peace to the chat, and everybody. Have a beautiful day.
Don't sell out. What you got? Are you able to talk to the people? No shout out.
Yeah, sorry about that. My phone dropped.
Antonio, I think Antonio's gone too. Everybody's gone. Hold on.
No, I'm still here.
But I know you still here.
LinkedIn. You can also use the entomology that's inside the website and the app that's attached to it. You don't have to leave out to pull up entomology. They had a good question, the entomology of colonization.
Yeah, he gonna find out ain't what he think it is. Some layered information in there. So I'll go next. Hopefully everybody got some good information today. Hopefully it's gonna help you with your genealogy.
I did. I got some good information.
Shh, I'm talking to you.
I'm coming. I'm already in Virginia. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna pull your name, your birthday, and I'm pulling.
Anyway,
Okay.
I want to say shout out to the silent majority, shout out to the new registrants, shout out and peace to those who make all this possible. We want to say peace and blessings to the panel, chat, silent majority. From the panel, y'all make what I do so much enjoyable and easy, even though y'all trying to make me related to y'all. It's not gonna happen. I'm an alien, got dropped off from planet Venus. Anyway, I'm just joking. We're here to help people do their genealogy. That's what we're here to do. Help them find out who they are, where they're from, and what they're, whether they're trying to attach to a tribe or just get acknowledged by the state that they're in. That's what we're here to do. Help y'all do that. Help y'all become financially independent if you want to, or if you have any group projects you're trying to get off the ground, we're here to help with that. But at the end of the day, it's all about helping you know who you are, so you know who your friends are, and know who your enemies are, and based off their actions, make a wise decision of whether or not your enemies are still your enemies and your friends are still your friends. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Bones H. McCoy and let him do what he do, and I am muted.
All right, thanks, TMA. I'd like to thank TMA, Gabby, Sellout, James, Copper Indio, the active chat, and the ones who's just listening for making this possible. And we're going to leave out with this. It feels good to sit back and watch the relatives use the global chat to work with each other to do genealogy. And it's what we were saying before, that the stream don't have to be live for us to work with each other and help each other. That this global chat is 24/7, 365. That when the stream ends today, we don't have to go nowhere. We can spend the rest of our time working with each other, figuring out genealogy. That's what it's designed for. The more we find out about ourselves and who we are, the better chances that we're going to get to where we're going. So on that note, everyone have a very, very blissful day. Everyone keep doing the wonderful, great work that you're doing, helping each other. Let's make sure this wave keep going. This is not a fad. This is not a trend. And until we leak up again, everyone, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.